Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Wilhelm Scream, and welcome back to another day in Destiny 2 for some more Destiny 2 news and Beyond Light Season of Displacer intel. And in this video, I'm just going to share with you all the glitches and tricks that I found in what amounts to about a week now of farming out the Vault of Glass, and I've had a pretty good run of luck when it comes to rewards. I was actually able to get all the loot from the Vault of Glass, including the heavy machine gun, the scout rifle, the hand cannon, which is pretty nuts at the moment, the sniper rifle, and the most coveted of all, the Vex Mytho class. And though I posted a video earlier this week, I had only played the Vault for maybe 2 days at that point, so there was actually a couple of things that I didn't know back then that will actually help any player, even a solo player, possibly get a Vex Mytho class of their own. We're going to get to all this information in just 1 second, but first I just want to remind everybody I'm still doing the giveaway on my YouTube channel. The next one will be at 50,000 subscribers. All you have to do to be entered into that giveaway is like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, turn on all the post notifications, the bell that's right next to the big red subscribe button, and follow me on Instagram or Twitter. They'll be linked in the description box down below. You can also find a link to my Discord channel if you're looking for any help finding a group for the Vault of Glass. And as always, if you stick around till the end of the video, I'll have a secret hashtag you can leave in the comments section to be entered into that giveaway a second time for this video. And remember, those secret hashtags, they stack between all videos. So if you haven't done this on a previous piece of content on this channel, why not go back, check out another video, and of course, do it again. And I did want to give a few shout outs before we start, something I'd like to do more in the future on this channel, to a couple of gamers that really helped me out over the past week. Maybe you've heard some of their names before, maybe you haven't, but big shout out to my buddy Sinister, always the helpful friend. Definitely heard his name at least once on this channel before. Helps me out with everything Destiny 2 related, as well as just general life problems. So big shout out to him. I want a big shout out to my buddy Gaming Forte, another prominent YouTuber. You can find his YouTube channel linked down below, also in the description box. And a big shout out to OG Spartacus and Kubla Khan. These guys I just happened or was lucky enough to come in contact with through a mutual friend, and they were very helpful in getting me not only the Vex Mytho class, but a whole bunch of other loot, and taught me a few actual glitches that I didn't know at the time. So now let's get into the actual method of this particular farm. What we're going to be doing is farming out Atheon. We're going to do that by not actually doing the encounter, but instead we're going to just save the checkpoint before Atheon so that we can repeatedly beat the boss basically hands-free. Only 2 people are really going to need to do anything for most of this. There's a couple of different ways to do it. But first off, the first thing you want to do is start the Gatelord encounter. Now, an interesting glitch for this encounter, if you bring a colony with you, only one person will ever have to use the shield. If you have 2 colonies, nobody will actually have to bring the shield either into green or into red. For some reason, the colony takes out the Praetorian shields. You have to be basically muzzle stuffing them, but one shot with a colony takes away not only the shield, but about 90% of all the Praetorians' damage. So what we were doing was we would send 2 people into green, 2 people into red. Each one would have a colony, each one would have an anarchy if they could. The anarchies were more for the wyverns than anything else, as well as ad control. The colony just makes short work of the Praetorian. I actually think it does more damage to the Praetorian than the actual shield does. The person who picks up the shield can then stay outside and help clear ads to make that whole section a bit easier. But once this encounter is over, that's where the glitch really starts. What you'll then do is everybody will go back to the middle as normal and collect your loot. But before you actually start the Atheon encounter by shooting the giant glowing cube, you will then have everybody jump off the map and kill themselves. At this point, the 2 players that were in green will try to start and respawn. Let them respawn on their own. Don't let anybody actually respawn them. Because the way that Destiny works is, though you are in different places, you're essentially all in one big zone. So, the game will try to respawn you in places that you've already been previously. You might notice that sometimes you spawn in one place, sometimes you spawn in another. Eventually, usually before 5 tries, the 2 people who were on Venus for the Praetorian phase, or for the Gatelord phase, will respawn on Venus. And that's when it gets really interesting, because for some reason, and as you saw in this earlier clip, when you get to Venus, you will find Atheon. I don't know why he's there, but it does seem that Bungie, for some reason, has been known to hide their bosses during boss encounters elsewhere on the actual map or zone. And like I said, even though we're in a different place, we're actually all in the same zone. This was the case in Deepstone Crypt for a few of the encounters. This is also the case with Atheon. The great thing about this is, at this point, you can take your time. The 2 people who are in the green zone will then just kill Atheon, and Atheon will die in the green zone. You will then move back to the normal Vault of Glass. Everybody at this point can respawn. Best ways to get back to the vault from the actual green zone at this point, same method as before. You're going to want to jump off the ledge, and eventually you will respawn in the Vault of Glass. Occasionally, you might actually respawn outside the door of the vault. In this case, you can do the second method to respawn in, which is essentially just leave the Vault of Glass, leave the party, and rejoin in. And you will rejoin right at that same Gatelord checkpoint, right after everybody's collected their loot. Atheon will essentially be dead at this point. All you'll need to do is start the encounter. Atheon will spawn in to the Vault of Glass and die instantly. You can then collect the loot. Even a solo player could do this. Another method. If you want certain triumphs, there are certain triumphs that previous method will not allow you to get. But if you want those said triumphs, what you can also do is burn Atheon down to 1% of health, have everybody rejoin in after the Gatelord checkpoint, and then you'll just complete one phase of Oracles. As soon as you get to a damage phase, like I said, Atheon will be at 1% of health at that point. It'll be a fairly easy kill. You'll get all the triumphs as well as all the loot. That's a little bit longer because you still have to do one set of Oracles, but that's probably the fastest way to get a majority of the triumphs done. And that's really going to be it for all the information in today's video. Hopefully you found this helpful. Hopefully you can get into the Vault of Glass and use this particular method. Maybe your raid or fire team will be able to use this to your advantage and farm out some Vex mythoclasses quickly. Make sure to always have somebody save that checkpoint right after the actual Gatelord kill, or at the Gatelord encounter. That way you can do this over and over again simply by changing characters. If you've watched all the way to this point in the video, please leave a hashtag Vault of Glass, or a hashtag Beyond Light, or a hashtag Season of the Splicer down below. And if you're a returning viewer to the channel, let me know, because like I said, I do want to do more shoutouts in the future, and I think subscriber shoutouts are something that sounds fun. As always, I am Wilhelm Scream. Of course, we will see you next time.